Welcome Ask Golf Guru fans and watchers. If you've got a question, just post it down below and I'll try and do as many as I can here. Great question here talking about set gap wedges or not. So let's see what we can do with these ideas. So that's my set of clubs there, my pitching wedge. So that's the ZX4, it's chunky. I then have a pitching wedge in the ZX7, which is like a player's style iron because these aren't the same loft. This is closer to a 9, so this is more like a true pitching wedge. So you could call that my gap. I also have a 52 here, so CBX2 is my 52. And I then have a 58-degree wedge. They're all completely different because they do different jobs. So you could argue maybe that my 52 here is my gap wedge, and the reason I have a gap wedge which is different is I like the sole. I like the thicker sole because when I'm pitching I don't feel like I need any help with a thinner sole. I want help more with a little bit of glide and bounce on the ground. I want to keep that strike as neutral as possible. The other thing that I do with my gap wedge is I chip with it, so I'm just off the green. So I like the chunkier sole for this kind of straighter face basic chip shot. So I'm working it into how I play the shot. Now if I was someone who like opened up 52s and really tried to flop them around, like I don't know why I would do that because you've got high loss, but some people might be really manipulating their gap wedge, then they would possibly fit it in to, you know, a more specialized wedge like in the RTX with that more specialized sole that might allow me to do a few more twists. The only other thing to think about as well, which I like with the CBX, so which is more of a cavity back, slightly chunkier club, is it fits more with my set of irons, so it blends in looks and style. Even though it's the dark finish, I just like the dark finish purely on cosmetics. But the shaping blends, where when I used to go, say, chunky irons, then straight into real bladed specialized wedge, I just felt like it was a bit of a big jump. And I also felt a little bit like my distance control wasn't as good when I went from something where if I catch it on the face, it just dies, compared to something that gives me a little bit more kind of friendlier hits from all across the face. Because remember hitting out the rough where you can catch it higher on the face, those kind of things, where these clubs will just be dead. These ones, the specialized, will be even more dead. So blending it with your set, I think, is something to think about, but not the be all and end all. Obviously blending the loft with what you need it to be, because bladed to cavities might have different loft ideas as well. And then for me, I blend it with my set, but I also build it around how I like to use it around the green. And I get that friendly sole in there to try and help me when I am playing just a neutral trip to get no real dig and those kind of ideas. So it's a bit closer, say, like a putter. It's those kind of blend it to what your feelings and thoughts and uses are. It's very much not a kind of you must do this. You know, you must have a driver that you can hit. Like you can't have a 7-degree if you need a 14. Like that's just stupid. But when it comes to this, most people can do the task. It's going to be kind of blending it into their feels and wants and desires a lot more than maybe like launch data from a driver thing. Hope that helps. Any more questions? Ask Golf Guru fans, post in those comments down below. I'll answer as many as I can. Thanks for watching.